Hello, everybody. Welcome to a short episode of the From the Periphery podcast. I'll be your host for today, Ayman. Today, we woke up to terrifying news out of Sudan. The city of Al-Fashir in the North Darfur region has fallen to the RSF. There are reports that the RSF have taken over the main headquarters of the Sudanese armed forces in the besieged city. The RSF had been besieging the city for 18 months. And due to that siege, the 400,000 people who are left in Al-Fashir have been struggling under conditions of famine and disease. A few days ago, the Resistance Committee of Al-Fashir released a statement about their situation, and I decided to read that statement out loud in order to help it get more reach, for more people to hear voices on the ground of these besieged people who are at threat of wide-scale atrocities at the hand of the UAE-backed RSF militia. So the audio you're about to hear was recorded a couple of days ago. I'll of course include in the show notes the full statement. So with that said, here is that recording. A few days ago, the Resistance Committee of Al-Fashir in Sudan released a statement. I'm going to read the statement out loud to you, but before I do, a bit of context. Al-Fashir is the capital of the North Darfur region in southwest Sudan. The city has been under siege for the last 18 months by the Rapid Support Forces, formerly known as the Janjaweed. Al-Fashir has been the site of on and off fighting between the UAE-backed RSF and the Sudanese army, which is supported by local communities. Hundreds of thousands of civilians are trapped by this siege and have all but run out of food, water, and medicine. There currently is a famine in Al-Fashir due to the RSF siege, whose genocidal intent is made all too clear by its actions, its history, and its rhetoric. On that point, it's really important to mention that the RSF already committed genocide in the Darfur region only 20 years ago at the onset of this century. They are now accused of continuing this campaign specifically against non-Arab populations in the context of this current war with the Sudanese army and the Sudanese state. The statement I'm about to read is written by the Resistance Committee of Al-Fashir. The resistance committees are revolutionary grassroots bodies composed of organizers and activists from their respective region or city. They have been the backbone of both the revolution that started in 2019 and the grassroots humanitarian response since the war began in 2023. So, the letter I'm about to read to you was written in response to another short statement released by a resistance committee in Khartoum, which clarifies the solidarity with people of Al-Fashir and support for the army in its attempts to break the siege, ultimately defeat the RSF and end the war. So, here is the statement. To our comrades in the paths of struggle, to the coordination committees of the resistance in Khartoum, and to the masses of our steadfast, resisting people across Sudan. Comrades in the coordination committees of the city of Khartoum, we received your statement of solidarity with warm greetings and deep gratitude. We value your moral stance and your voice that has reached from Khartoum to the heart of our ordeal in Al-Fashir. We express our pride and appreciation for this solidarity, which proves that Sudan is one and that the suffering is shared. We affirm the following clearly and responsibly. Peace is a noble human principle, and we in the Al-Fashir resistance committees are not warmongers. This war was forced upon us in our homes. Our stance towards the war is one of confronting the militias that have turned citizens' lives into hell. We will not stand by while our people are killed, displaced, our money stolen, our women raped, hospitals and health centers destroyed, markets and residential neighborhoods bombed, and while slow death is imposed by siege and starvation. The nature and practice of these militias against civilians has compelled us to resist, a duty imposed by reality and summoned by necessity. Our position on peace. We want a genuine peace that preserves human dignity and is based on justice, equality, and respect for the will of the people. We reject any peace imposed on civilians by force of arms or at the expense of victims' rights. True peace requires driving out the Janjaweed militias and ending their existence militarily, politically, and economically, and holding all those who committed crimes against the Sudanese people accountable. We will continue to resist the Janjaweed militias, which have committed the worst crimes against civilians and turned their power struggle into a war against innocent civilians. We will not accept their repeated attempts to impose control over our city through siege, starvation, crime, and terror. We will continue to resist the Janjaweed's influence and brutality by all legitimate means that protect our people and deter aggression until the war comes to an end. We deal responsibly with calls to stop the war. Again, we are not warmongers, but we reserve the right to legitimate self-defense for ourselves and for the masses of our people, defending our right to exist and our right to life against the rapid support forces that seek to impose their will by force and through mercenaries. We renew our thanks and appreciation to our comrades in the coordination committees of the city of Khartoum and affirm that the path of revolution and resistance to injustice is one, even if the tools differ. Comradely spirit endures, and the principles of freedom, peace, and justice remain our compass. We also confirm our support for every initiative that seeks to break the siege, and we thank everyone who strives to open relief corridors and provide aid. We call on local and international civil society and humanitarian organizations to intervene immediately to protect civilians and deliver assistance without obstacles. To our people in Al-Fashir and throughout Sudan, despite the siege, starvation, and deliberate killing by the rapid support forces, our determination remains. Your steadfastness strengthens our hope. We will not allow the rights of our people to be extinguished. We will remain united and resist by all means, peaceful and otherwise, to protect the lives of civilians and defend them until a just peace that guarantees our dignity and shared future is achieved. I am not defeated as long as I resist.